Hello, listener, and welcome to Tim Portlers, the show where we jump around a whole bunch of different games and systems and hopefully do so in a somewhat coherent manner. I'm Seth, I am writer and game master, and with me
I am David, and I have two half-siblings now, which if you put them together makes the one sibling, full sibling that I have in real life.
Whoa.
Wow.
I know you, and I didn't get that. Anyway.
You don't remember meeting his sister who's really an actress?
She's a real person!
So I'm Rachel, and I am mostly digital. The only thing I've written is a notebook.
Oh.
Character sheet is digital, dice app digital.
Random shout out.
I totally went through the whole Matrix thing. I'm Kyle. I believe that I'm not in the Matrix, but I might be, apparently. But yes, I have two, going off of what everyone said, I have two older half-siblings as well and two younger siblings that are full siblings. And then I am all paper because that never goes wrong when the internet's out.
True story.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the very few games I've ever played where I am digital. And I still have physical dice.
Oh, I guess I kind of lied because I don't have physical dice. My physical dice are, here, if you listen closely, you can hear them.
You can.
Those are some good sounding...
I know.
I was going to convince dear listeners that they should be turning their volume up.
Let's not gaslight our listeners.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to make them listen. We'll have to make them turn up the volume really loud, and then we'll just yell around.
Okay.
We love you, dear
Bad
listener.
plan,
Too much to do
guys.
that to you.
Sorry.
So, when last we left our heroes, if they can be called as such, you had
Questionable.
seemingly come to the culmination of your adventures in Legend of the Five Rings in Rokugan.
Maybe? Question mark?
We'll see how the session goes. But you had encountered the Okita League at their fortress, seen this strange, inky blackness unleashed somehow by an individual by the name of Veral, who served the Wakened, was the Wakened, you don't know. But afterwards find out that whatever presence this was seemed to affect people who were of this world and had compelled them to go en masse to where you had come from, back to Doji Toseki. Some link there in this reality to our own Doji Min, as he calls himself in the world, Minthus. But you had also managed to reunite yourselves with your combat instructor from Yatamu Lodge, Mudarkatal.
Finally.
And had managed to, through this strange mystical use of your sword Hitsujinu,
I stabbed a dude.
stabbed a giant
Good
beast
boy.
and made it revert to its form from its own world of origin, a Kyokor beast from Starfinder. And it is now alert and finding itself in Rokugan and is not pleased. Wishes to return home. And you had set off after the crowd who had seemingly been affected by the strange blackness, what have you, that was unleashed by Viral. And it appeared you had located young Isoda-shan, who was seemingly unaffected, which was odd. And it is at least Mudarkatal's theory at this point that he is in fact the son of a member of the lodge, one Hideyoshi might know pretty well.
Yup.
Now it makes sense why you said the whole you have to have. Okay.
'Cause-
I thought you were talking about in real life. That was why I was very
No.
confused. But then
In
it
real
makes-
life.
You guys both didn't catch that?
No.
It was a strange link to make, but anyway, yes,
Sorry.
you have
Oh, I guess I'm
In
used
real
to
life, I
making
have one
strange links.
sibling.
yes.
And in the game, I have two half-siblings. And if you take two half-siblings and you stack them on top of each other, you get one full sibling.
Right.
Don't forget the trench coat.
Right.
They are children. It would work at this point.
Also,
Anyway.
then I should clarify that I was actually talking about my real family, not my. Since I
Across
thought-
the street.
Wow, guys, wow.
Pull back. And so, as we find ourselves now, you had, in order to hopefully save Doji Toseki and his people from destruction, at the hands of these mind-controlled, seemingly, people, the members of the Okita League, and probably Jikaden, your former friend. You had unleashed your Kyokor beast to go and slaughter them before they could harm any innocents. So that is where we pick up now. As the Kyokor, you are riding atop its shoulders, and it is lumbering towards this crowd of people. You see Doji Toseki and his soldiers beyond, protecting their fortress and their village about their fortress, and looking very uncertain about what is happening, but ready to stand their ground, but frozen in fear. Because this is a giant Kyokor beast who has an Intimidator plus 36.
Something crazy.
And so, as the Kyokor beast moves in, it is going to start attacking, unless one of you prevents it.
So how do you actually, direct this thing, per se?
Well, here's the thing. I thought we had decided that, if these people are left unchecked and there is no cure that we can immediately find, they're going to overrun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we chose to take out the people who had originally signed up for the bad guys, rather than let them go and attack people who were definitely innocent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is an unpleasant situation to be in.
But I would like to, we tried looking for Jotagon, correct?
Who? What? Oh, Jikaden.
I'm not the only one!
Hey!
How?
Okay, random plug for my books, I guess. That's the character from Future's Birth.
I've been reading so much of
Alright.
it. It's so good.
It's okay, Tay-Tay.
Whoa.
Jikaden is your friend from Rokugan here in the game. Not to be confused with Future's Birth by S.J. Saunders, out now. But no.
I'm so proud.
Yes. But Jikaden is likely down there among those people.
If we can spot him, then we will direct the Kyokor beast not to smush him, but otherwise...
So here's the thing.
He's a really tall beastie, and we can't see diddly.
What's my perception?
So here's the thing. This is an enormous beast who is chaotic evil and thrives on destruction, and some of the special abilities it has are demolish structures, enthrall victims, and sense the masses.
Wait, it can enthrall victims?
Mm-hmm.
What?
How does that work?
Also, will we even know this?
Would we know this? Yeah.
Well, we'll call this... okay, so we'll translate this into your 5 rings... Well, no, this would be off of your Genesis
All
sheet.
right.
Okay.
Because this would be your no lodge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, which Sahin does not really have, because no school for Sahin.
Okay, well, I will
Or at least some school.
bust out my other bag or dice.
Okay, guys,
It
some
is-
school is better than no school.
That is true.
This is going to be a daunting check. too.
Daunting. Since I don't have my kill box in front of me, what is
Because-
daunting?
Daunting is
Dear
4.
listener.
Okay.
Daunting is the roll of a difficulty of 4 in the Genesis system, where you roll. The difficulty is determined by the difficulty dice, can be upgraded to a challenge die, etc. Rolls are made,
Oh, interesting.
tallies are taken.
Oh!
And I couldn't roll this at all?
You could attempt.
I could attempt? Okay.
Okay.
An attempt. In fact,
That gives
made.
me 1 success, 2 threat.
All right.
I got 1 success, 3 threat.
Hold on. Yeah. My digital dice app is booting up.
I mean, if you want, I got
Okay.
real dice that are already physically
No!
rendered. Look at that! Look at all them polygons!
And it
And it
was
renders in real time.
Right, yeah.
This is gonna be real great, guys. 2 greens against 4 purples.
Yeah.
I got
I was
this.
rolling 2 yellows and it worked for me.
Don't you dare.
Stop it.
Dolly.
Fight!
Bad Kyle, bad Kyle.
To a failure.
Okay.
That's about right.
But no, both Memphis and Hideyoshi, you know that this is in fact an ability this creature has. You don't know how it works at all or what it entails.
I turn to Murdarkatal. Murdarkatal, good sir, sensei, teacher, man. Since you actually know of this beast and its capabilities, and I relay whatever I would know the enthrall victims thing that's being taught in school.
Get this thing
basically
and throw
relay that.
people, yo.
How does that work, and what would it do?
It can basically, you would know that it can temporarily incapacitate, and Mudarkatal would add on to that, but only temporarily, and they can shake it off fairly easily if they're under some alternate form of control, I would imagine.
It still sounds like an excellent alternative to Smushage, and also may interrupt whatever it is that is controlling them.
And you said there was 3 things they could do: demolish buildings, obviously, enthrall victims, and then what was the third?
Sense the masses, which basically they can tell where the people are so they can go slaughter them.
Oh, could you say?
So I'm
sense-
guessing it can't thrall more than it can't thrall this entire crowd.
I mean, has it intimidated?
It's 150 feet tall!
It could attempt to.
Would we be able to convince it to do such?
I don't know how.
I would.
So now
I would pose this to Mudarkatal.
Well, we would have to convince it not only to use this ability, but then not to slaughter all of these people.
Also, not to use it on us. Just saying.
Well, it's got some incentive there because it ain't going anywhere.
It does seem to believe that it requires our aid to return to its home.
And you do. Yes, that's right.
It does not seem to be listening. It's just
That's fine.
stepping towards, and it's going to start smashing.
It may already be too late.
Yeah. Can we keep it from smashing the town we're coming up on? Only smash the people that are already mind controlled.
Maybe.
I'm asking Mudarkatal.
Maybe.
Whoa! Sorry, what an in-character answer!
I'm not asking GM, I'm asking Mudarkatal, okay?
Well, I
But
tighten
he-
my grip of my sword and get ready to stab it in case it misbehaves again.
Yeah. Well, Mudarkatal gestures down at the mass of people between you and the people who are prepared to defend, and just says, "Yeah, I think it's probably just going to start smashing, and we'll see if we can get it to stop before it gets too far."
I don't like
this idea.
this.
Just saying.
It's a very unlikable situation.
Welcome to the field.
Yep.
As-
I want to go home.
So, are you saying this is our best option right now? From your experience in the field?
Yes, GM. This is our best option.
Mudarkatal just he honestly seems at a loss for what else to do, and just look, if we do nothing, those people will be slaughtered, definitely.
We're talking about the people in the village, not the people that are attacking. Just to clarify.
Probably all
Yes.
of them.
Okay.
Lots of people are gonna die. Not really anything we can do about it, so we might as well try to keep the casualties on the side that is more likely to deserve it.
Kyokor raises his fists, and
Good.
smaller, linky appendages start sprouting out. And
I am glad that this system does not have conflict.
shout out to the Star Wars system, also by Fantasy Flight Games.
You're saying?
You were saying
You,
something.
you did.
All right, Kyokor,
I was just making a reaction?
smashing.
Gold core smash.
I was going for I don't know, the wild thornberries.
Oh, to be honest, I
The
didn't see
what
that.
now?
Smasher. Anyway, it's fine. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I know of it. I just
maybe
haven't
listener
seen it
does.
all.
Kyokor
Well
used
done,
Meteor
listener.
Punch?
Kyokor rolls a 16.
Also said, I know I'm way up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
There are giants in the sky, apparently.
in the sky.
With my wonderful perception in 5 rings, let me know if I happen to see our wonderful pal, Educatum, down below. Sorry to interrupt you, die roll.
There's going to be a roll for that. You're not just going to suddenly spot somebody from up here. So
Oh,
I'm going to
there it
figure
is.
out how this is going to work.
Also,
You are...
Sorry.
we'll say. What is your vigilance rating?
My vigilance is 3.
Okay, this is a near impossible feat. So it's going to be a target number 5. Just roll your vigilance as ring dice.
And that's
Oh
that.
boy.
Mhm.
Could I say use a void point on this?
Sure.
Does that just add another
Yep.
dice?
That's another ring die.
Let me knock off that I used that. Also, how tall up are we again? Just to remind myself.
150 feet.
150
Mini
feet.
stories.
Minus his head.
Okay.
So, like, 130 feet.
So, would it make sense for us to roll initiative just to give us a spot to act?
Sure. We'll say yeah.
And what's initiative again?
You go pick a
You-
stance.
Yes. Choose
Oh, right.
the stance you wish to begin in.
I wish to begin in a water stance.
So, Kilgore has bite,
This is a tactics.
claw, or slam. Can use claw.
Question. Would we wouldn't have healed anything because
Nope. We're
because it's
picking up
still
right where we left
stamina.
off.
Okay. Whew.
Alright.
So, Seth, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I got for... I didn't make it, but I got 3 success, 2 strife for my observation. Just so I can
Okay.
clear that off so that way I can actually roll for the initiatives.
And it's tactics and whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
My initiative roll, I'm going to not take the ones with strain on them or strife on them, so I'm going to be at 1 opportunity for my initiative.
Alright.
Oh, wait! I can re-roll because I have reflexes and things.
Reflexes and things.
3 opportunity.
Whoa!
Wow, okay. I apparently am going before Hideyoshi with 2 opportunity, 2 success, 1 opportunity, 1 strife.
Okay.
Can you do anything with opportunity?
I think opportunity is just a tiebreaker in initiative.
Okay.
I mean,
Why
It's not
would
like
you
I-
get?
I'm trying to decide what I want to keep. Okay.
I would just discard anything with strife on it, and because
Yeah, that's
What's-
true.
it's not really a situation
One-
where we need to be working.
1 success and an opportunity.
Okay. So we can add Memphis, Sahin, Hideyoshi. But meanwhile, back at the Kyokor,
Why
he
am I
gets...
before Hideyoshi?
Because I got no success.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So, yeah, Kyokor's claw attack is 4d12 plus 29.
It's a lot of damage.
It would be 30 plus 29 is 59.
Is it? Oh, is it just moving forward and like mowing people down type of thing?
Yep, it's, like,
Okay.
it's clawing through them, just this is going full lawnmower,
It was like
basically.
6 times my health.
And yeah, this I'm not translating it all via like the different systems because
Okay.
yeah, just for every 5 damage, it's just mowing somebody down.
Ugh.
So that's 21, that's 24, that's 53. So yeah, it's like the first wild slashes of its claws, just 11 people just torn apart, and it just keeps carrying on.
How?
Oh,
Proceed.
no.
Oh,
Well, I just that's all it is.
Oh, you're just saying, I had to think of that. How are the people on the walls? How are the walls? Defenders?
There's some defenders kind of off around like the perimeter walls, like outside the main fortress, and then there are defenders up on like the towers, like with their dinky little arrows, and nobody's really shot anything at the giant beast yet. Some people have been firing down at the massive people.
Okay. How are they reacting to the fact that the Kyokor beast just attacked the people who are attacking them?
They
I
actually
can make
get
checks if it's
to-
far away.
They actually get to see if they recover from the fear effect of the roar just now.
The city is right.
You mean the what was it? The bowel loosening?
Yes, the bowel loosening terror.
Yep.
Turns out that the Kyokor beast is the producer of the brown note.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad we had that recorded.
Question mark.
All of us are recorded.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll roll composure if I could. Dice. That's one opportunity. They are still very much frozen in fear, the defenders of the fortress here.
Okay.
And it is right. Those so many dice. 44. Another 8 people. Just. Well, that's actually a natural one. So its next claw attack just kind of rakes up and just plows deep furrows in the turf. And, whoever owns the farm, like right on the outskirts of the fortress, doesn't have to plow in that very spot anymore for next year.
Convenient.
Oh, so convenient.
It actually turns out to be a flashback where, Sahin's horse was actually supposed to go.
Full circle. Jeremy at your hip just gives a seeing all the carnage happening below. Still going.
Awesome.
Are you guys just letting this happen basically at this point?
I mean,
How much of a dent has he made?
He's about
listen to the GM do math.
about 28 people at this point. Just
28 people out of
Like 2,000?
100?
yeah, they're about a couple thousand here. It's just mowing its way through.
I mean, until someone's behavior changes, I think we're just going to let him go. When either the horde notices and breaks, or the people on the wall start doing something other than what they're doing now.
Okay. In that case,
I don't have any ideas for this
Right.
because, like, that group of people under whatever they're under is gonna ruin a lot of things.
Yeah, the only other option that we could possibly have would be to turn the Kilgore Beast around again and go all the way back possibly several day journey to where the machine was and maybe find a way to release it, but who knows if that's even
Well, I think
close to possible.
from our look at the machine, it wasn't controlling anything anymore.
right. We'd have to basically reactivate it in reverse, which is beyond the skill of any of us.
Yeah.
Seth, question.
another 20 people slaughtered. Yes.
I know. Boy, why did they bring us down there? I know I previously took apart my tent thing to go use the rope. Do I still have the rope? And if so, how much rope do I have?
You have soft rope.
You still have some rope.
I still have some rope.
You could probably get most of the way down if that's what you're wanting. to do.
Yes. I'm going to go turn to Murdarkdal because he's probably the biggest, strongest individual up on top of this thing. No offense there, Hideyoshi.
So, fair point.
And I got an idea. I'm going to go try something. Tie this somewhere so that way I have that safety line to climb down, and I'm going to start making my way down.
Okay. Just so you're aware of what this looks like, this
Yes.
giant beast is
I know. That's the
waving
reason
its
why I want to have a
massive
climbing
limbs
rope.
around. Okay.
Between the shoulder blades,
Yeah,
down the
down
crack.
the back.
All right. It's going to be difficult. Go ahead.
I'm also going to tie myself off on the one end, just so that way, if case worst comes to worst, I just go swinging.
Okay.
So,
Probably won't be the worst thing, but okay.
Well, I don't see any other way down unless we stop the beast from its rampage, which I don't think it will really work. Unless I'll present that to Murdarkdal and see if maybe I can use one of its hands to at least deposit me on the ground.
It's got the taste of blood at this point,
That's
so
what I
he
thought.
shakes his head. We're probably at its mercy at this point.
Okay. Since I don't know if he knows, could I make some sort of check to know if this might work, a cleansing rite? I'll have to be up close with individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But, sorry, dear listener, if you turn to page 212 in your Legend of the Five Rings sourcebook, cleansing rite, as a downtime activity, or you can do it as a ritual. You may make a target number 3 theology void check, targeting up to 5 characters to remove spiritual contaminants from the targets before they spread. Note that this cannot remove Shadowland's taint, a figure in Legend of the Five Rings. Disadvantage once it has taken hold, but can present a spiritual contamination from taking root after the character is exposed. If you succeed, remove the afflicted condition from the target. So
you could try to heal up to 5 people at a time.
Yeah, but I need to get down. It's a thing. So
So go ahead and roll a fitness shift. This is going to be target number 4.
oh boy, I got short little arms.
While Beastie continues to cleave.
Fitness what?
Shift.
Shit. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm rolling really high. Yeah, just. Yeah, this is the bit in the Battle of Isengard where the Ints are just mowing through, basically. At this
Yeah, boys.
Except they're like extra tall ends and
Yeah.
chaotic evil instead of neutral good.
Yep.
So I got 4 success, 2 strife.
Okay.
Wow.
So you do it. Well, that could have gone very badly for you.
I know, that's why I was very like...
'Cause there's a point where you're climbing halfway kind of down. It's where its scapula is, you think, and then your footing slips and you swing out and you just and kind of smash back into its side as you're rappelling down very awkwardly. Manage to deposit yourself on the ground,
Yay.
suffering 2 strife.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I
but
was turned to Jeremy and it's like, you're one lucky cricket, Jeremy. I was attaching that.
you saw what? Look like you
cricket. And then I'll go ahead and I'm going to first try it on... Granted, I'm guessing everything that the big beastie swiped at is probably dead.
Yep.
But if I... Do they still look like they're contaminated and stuff? Or is it like once they're dead, they kind of just... Everything leaves and they're just like back to normal?
Oh, those like the bodies that have just been strewn about.
Yeah.
They
Or are they still in one piece? Well, at least in halves.
Why
Some
do
of-
we need?
some of
No,
them?
why?
We'll not get into that too much.
No worries.
But we'll say make a medicine theorize check. We'll call this
Also,
3. Target number 3.
is this happening during my initiative, quote unquote?
Ooh, yes,
I'm going to
technically.
take a calming breath.
All right.
Water stands, yo.
If I could.
And it was again medicine. What?
What is it? Theorize.
Theorize.
You're trying to figure things out here. So interesting. At this point, about 2/3 of the giant mass of attackers below just begin to continue in their surge towards the fortress. Toseki, at this point, you see it just waving his arm. You're hearing him shout indistinctly down below. People up in the towers of the fortress are beginning to try to pelt down with arrows. A few of the attackers falling. None of the defenders as of yet, but they're just going to be overwhelmed. You're looking at this is like the zombie horde kind of thing.
Okay. Now, are we talking like classic zombies or more like World War Z zombies?
They can run. If that's what you're
Okay, so
asking.
World War Z zombies. Okay. At least
The movie World War
Yeah.
Z
Mass
Zombies,
Effect
not the
book.
book World War Z
Correct.
Zombies.
That is
Oh,
3
there's a
success,
difference?
1 strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Another strike there. But yeah, you're able to look over their bodies. They still look. They have that gaunt, emaciated kind
They
of.
still look like they're under the effects of the
Yeah.
thing. Alright, then I'll go ahead and I don't know. Let me go review here. You can go ahead and continue with whatever while I'm looking that up.
Continue your slaughter.
Right, yeah. Now you have. I can encourage violence.
All right.
So the defenders look like they've recovered from the roar then.
Yes, it looks like the majority of people have recovered from the initial terror of things and are just trying to fall into autopilot and do whatever little they can. Nobody's really bothering to fire at the Kyokoi still, and
Just kind of pretending it's not real.
just kind of clutching onto the armor plating up on the shoulder beside you, Hideyoshi. Isoda-shan is just looking down, just a look on his face of shock and just horror as everything is happening down below.
Yeah.
Unsure of what to
I'm
make of this.
probably feeling pretty queasy myself. Combination of watching this monster slaughter the people that I kind of told it to kill, and also movement. I'm not motion sick, but I figure on top of a raging Kyokor beast, anybody's probably not feeling too good.
Yeah, there's this sway kind of lumbering back and forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I just want to make sure, since it's a downtime, it says it's a downtime activity, but rituals are performed during downtime and potentially during other types of scenes at the GM's discretion. I'm guessing I can do this.
I'll say, it'll just take time. Basically, at this point, if you're down among the people...
I kind of wanted to plant myself behind it, so that way I'm not at least in its... As far as I know.
So if you're going to be behind the kill core, it's not leaving anything behind it. It's just plowing through.
I'm going to one of the bodies that it's killed already just to test my theory.
Okay.
Science. To go see if this actually works, and if it does, then I'm going to try to start capturing people.
All right.
But...
so what is it, theology?
Yeah, theology void check. Do it. I shall.
You will meditate over their bodies.
Yep. Yeah, boys. Ooh, goody gumdrops. I make it. That's 3 success, 1 strife. I am now at my threshold, although can I take another calming breath or not? I don't know if I'm still in initiative or out of it.
This would technically be your next
so
turn, so yeah.
Take initiative, calming breath to get rid of the threat, or strife that would have just got me. I got 3 success, which means I succeed. So I don't know if it does anything, though.
Alright. As you crouch down over one of these fallen, mangled bodies, just kind of in the simple garb, this looks to be one of the workers who is out trying to work on the defenses of the Okita League's base. And you crouch over the body and try to tap into the flow of the kami, etc., and see if there's any way you can cleanse whatever external influence this is. And you're able to sense that, yes, something is, for lack of a better word, infecting their minds and compelling them.
Okay.
And because the kami themselves are not able to understand it, neither are you.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So I'm now probably way behind them since Big Giant Man takes giant steps. Okay.
Shoot that.
I tried.
Yep.
You did try.
Alright, at this point the kill core is just continuing its march and stomp, clash, slash. And the defenders are trying to mount their defense.
How far from the defenders are we currently?
At this point, probably only about a quarter mile at this point.
Okay.
And then... the defenders are just sending out their volleys of arrows. Have any of you ever seen Hero?
Yes.
Yeah, the whole scenes where it's just when just this cloud of arrows just sweeps over everything. Anyway, and so yeah, the defenders are doing pretty well, but there's still the onslaught of these goons from Viral at this point who continue to press onward. So yes, Memphis, you are now on the ground.
Yes.
Looking on as all of this is happening from down below. And... Yep.
Let me know when it's back to me.
About 300, you might estimate, people down below the kill core have just been tossed and scattered every which way. And another couple hundred are still frozen in fear. Maybe about 400 actually are still down below, just seemingly unsure of what else to do. And then the rest of this horde is just pressed on towards the fortress. And yes, what we...
so I'm going to go take another common breath. To go remove some strife. What's it called? Yeah, strife. And then also, could I know this is not necessarily the same thing per se, but since I did Dojimen in this reality can't comprehend what exactly is controlling those things, but I went to school, and we probably learned about wonderful things about different types of zombies and different types of worlds or for metagaming systems and that, could I make perhaps a knowledge check to go figure out, like, okay,
Make a
if there's anything like that,
formidable knowledge check on your Genesis sheet.
okay. And this is the 5 one, right?
Correct.
Because Dante is the 4. Alright, we just went over this.
For Kyle and
Yes.
listener, formidable means 5 difficulty dice.
I just forgot how much I like having it right there in front of me when I'm rolling, but oh well. So, you may continue with your slaughtering.
Oh, why?
Yep, that's a net 20.
Ooh.
So sure, we'll say it's at that roll where Isoda-shan just looks to you, Hideyoshi. Can we stop?
Maybe. Let's give it a try. And when it comes back around to my initiative, I'm going to do my best to command the Kyokor beast to cease its slaughter.
Okay. What was your result?
I succeeded, actually, with 2 success, 2 threat.
All right. We'll say you take 2 strife on
All
your 5 rings character.
I am now compromised.
Mm-hmm. And that makes a fair amount of sense because as you're starting to get an inkling of what this possibly might be, and yeah, this is carefully calculated. Like bioengineered magical germ warfare
Whoa.
from another dimension.
Probably no. I'm gonna go unmask and Legend of the 5 Rings thing, but the way I'm unmasking it is I have a phobia of the unknown. And just knowing that somebody took this, created this, and used it for evil is probably freaking me the heck out. And also, since I'm actually lying or walking around in my little short 4-foot stature in what's left of a bloodbath, I'm probably not doing all that hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Lots of projectile vomiting going on right now. I make sure to pull up my mask.
Well, we'll say as you're hypothesizing at this point, you're guessing that what's happening here is that the kami themselves of this world are slowly being infected.
Ooh. That's not good.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's bad.
I'm going to go, I don't know how far into said carnage I am, but I'm going to start walking my way out, like in the opposite direction, just to try to get out of it. And then once I get out of it, then I'm going to go try to center myself and then try to think of, now since I know it's affecting the kami, try to figure out in my little mind maybe how I can maybe help combat it with the kami.
So you do your gladiator slow walk
Right.
through the fields and just go and find a moment of solace. So what are you trying to determine specifically?
Well, you mentioned it was infecting the kami.
Yes.
I know I'm not too familiar with it, but there's the Shadowland taints type of thing here in the 5 Rings. I don't know if that necessarily taints kami or whatever it does. David, you might know a little bit more about that since...
Would I know about that?
Well, no, I'm
How
not...
much? Or you wait, David or
I'm
Hideyoshi?
asking David, since you actually read the book all the way.
David did not read that book specifically because he didn't know what the Game Master would do.
Okay.
He wanted to know.
So, Seth, I don't know if you know about the Shadowlands taint and all that. If actually, just so to have some rationale, like, okay, if they're basically what I'm asking, that go clarify it for said GM and our one dear listener, is has something infected kami before in this world's reality, or is this like the first time it's ever come up?
Make a theology analyze check.
Okay. Is there like a baseline that this can go off of? Analyze theology, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's air. 3, 1, 2. Okay, so I'll just take that. So that's 2 success, 1 opportunity, 2 strife.
Okay. As you're trying to assess it, you're almost grasping that what's happening might bear resemblance to the Shadowlands taint, but that might be more symptomatic in that that's how this disease manifests in this reality, because that is how it translates, if that makes any sense.
Translates into this system.
Yes.
Okay. Continue. I'm
Don't get too meta.
Right.
Whoa. Hideyoshi, as you're standing up on top of the Kyokor, watching it do its thing, how do you attempt to halt its advance?
I'm going to begin by simply commanding it to stop and threatening to leave it behind if it doesn't.
All right.
I'm guessing this is going to be a command insight.
This is going to be fiery.
Let's see how this works. Okay. Well, I don't think I succeeded. I got 1 success, 2 opportunity.
Well, actually going to need to make its will save, because we're just doing systems here. Yeah, to trying to intimidate this thing, it's got a will save of plus 21, and I rolled a 10, so that'd be a 31. And if we do by 5s for equivalency, that'd still be a target number of 6.
Okay.
So yeah, you shout in its ear, "You better not, or we'll leave you here," and it's just lost in its frenzy.
Right. Okay. Your turn.
I got nothing.
I got a pointy object. That's plan B.
Acupuncture.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It does wonders, apparently. Got it out of its weird contortion.
Let's see if it notices this one.
Another 100 or so people just are flung about, and at this point, the far end of this, like the mass of people enthralled, are just swarming up onto the fortress and clambering over each other, breaking through barriers, attempting to break through barriers. At this point,
I was going to say, none of them are armed?
Some of them are armed.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they all have arms.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You get a dark side point.
Okay, sorry.
Wait a second.
Crossing the streams. Anyway, but at this point, yeah, the invaders are just swarming up all around. Like at this point, spilling around the fortress and just trying to clamber up on all sides. And there are people using their picks and hoes and whatnot from their work, and there are people using spears and swords, etc. on the door.
I would like to perceive.
Yes.
What is like the ones that are when they are going around? Are they just keeping on going, or are they intent on destroying this?
At this point,
village
their singular
thing?
mission appears to be breaking down this stronghold that is in their path.
Okay, so it's kind of like is it Locust? Like pretty much everything is barren as they come through. It's like so that's kind of
That appears to be the mindset, as far as you can
Oh.
tell.
Okay.
So the defenders are firing down on them, just pelting them with arrows. Numbers of people are falling.
But they're not fighting the thralled people are not fighting. They're just breaking down barriers.
Yeah, the defenders who had set themselves... Yeah, breaking down barriers.
Yeah, how nice of them.
The defenders who had set themselves up outside of the fortress at this point have kind of just pulled aside and watched as the people just swarming through are just trying to break into the fortress. And Doji Joseki actually and a number of his men are some of the defenders outside, and they're just along the exterior of the flanks of this swarm of invaders, and they're just hacking at anything that comes in range.
So it doesn't seem they don't care about other organic life. All they care about is flattening any built items. It seems at this point.
They're not even swarming over the village or anything. They're specifically going towards the fortress.
They have a target.
I wonder
Whatever that
what would
might be.
happen after they, if they demolished it. I don't know.
They might go to the village next, or they might keep on going to some other destination.
Maybe.
I would like to, if it's my turn again,
Yeah. Go ahead.
find a shoulder that nobody else is on and instruct people to move to the other shoulder. I'm going to draw Hitsujinu and stab him in the neck, and then shout my command again.
Make your attack, sir.
This is slightly metagaming, but I'm guessing most villages have some sort of temple to the kami or some sort of temple of sorts, right?
A place this size would probably have more smaller shrines kind of set up.
Ooh. Would the Kyokor beast count as unaware of me?
I mean, it's definitely aware you're there.
For the Veiled Menace style kata, perhaps? Which allows me to crit with an opportunity?
Sure, because it knows you're there, but it's not incredibly
It's not paying
put out
attention to
by
me?
it.
It's not expecting me to stab it in the neck.
I mean, it probably isn't too surprised that it happens, but it's just not incredibly caring at this point. But, I mean, you yelled in its ear, "Hey, stop it!" So it is clear that you are opposing it at this point.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to take those 3 dice there, and these get raised.
Well, David's
that
figuring
gets
out the results of this roll. Could I, now since I don't know if I'm still unmasking, quote unquote, or if I'm going to take a little bit longer to do that, could I now, going off of my hypothesis, now I've learned since I've been Lord Memphis about science and all the wonders that it presents oneself with theories and whatnot, could I commune with the Void Kami to figure out how exactly have they kind of either combated the Shadowlands taint or something, since that's the only basis that I had to kind of go off of in this world? Like, how has the Kami kind of combated that threat to existence, since that's the only thing that I know of?
First off,
Yes.
roll your composure.
Composure, okay. What's that?
It's Earth plus Water times
there it is.
2.
So roll 10 dice? Or how do you exactly want me to roll?
Am I thinking of the wrong stat? Hang on. Sure. I will say, as far as rolling composure in this, no, actually, we'll go off your Genesis sheet.
Oh, okay. What do you roll for my Genesis sheet?
Make a daunting cool check.
Okay.
I've been trying to remind myself as like, hey, if there's not a stat I want
I have something.
in the system we're using, I can just fall back onto Genesis.
I know. I'm sorry, dear listener, as well. Daunting is the 4 one, right? Because formidable is the 5.
Yep.
5, sweet.
For my stab the Kyokor beast in the neck check, I got 3 success, 3 opportunity, 4 strife. I'd like to spend one of those opportunity to inflict a critical, and I'd like to spend the other 2 with my striking as water kata to bypass physical resistance.
Alright.
Oh, you happen in that pause, I'll roll.
Alright, so here. And here this one. Okay, so you definitely managed to plunge your blade down into something you hope is fleshy bit, and you have driven your sword down to the hilt, and it has appeared to do some damage.
Okay, did it pay attention to my second shouted command?
Are you attempting the same command again?
I'm attempting the same command again.
Alright,
Another command in sight.
yep.
If the computer doesn't respond, hit it and then ask again.
Welcome to my job.
Right.
Command, I have 2 ranks.
While he's doing that, I got actually 2 success, 1 advantage.
Okay. You are managed to able you do manage to center yourself and
I am facing away from the carnage just to try to get my mind clear of it.
but what specifically were you?
since I'm guessing it would probably be the Void Kami, since they're more the kind of supernatural elements one out of the 5 rings. To go ask them their kind of collective conscience, as it were, what they know about kind of the Shadowlands tainted, and like how does one how the Kami either combat it or kind of keep it contained or all that stuff. I mean, I don't know how much Memphis knows in game about Shadowland taints and all that. I know Kyle as the player.
You know of it,
right?
Basically at this point.
So, just try to kind of grasp better understanding of all right, how has the Kami in this world already dealt with said stuff that's already kind of weirdly supernatural, and kind of obviously that's not working, but trying to take as much data as I can to compile it, and then hopefully come up with a new hypothesis, science bro here, to go combat said.
Okay, so make is it theology?
Yes,
for this?
it's a theology void. Because I'm consulting the voids.
Give it.
Alright.
Yeah.
I got 4 success, 4 strife.
Okay. It pauses in what it is doing, and the head slowly spins about to stare at you.
I glare at it.
And it has halted, but it is staring you down and seems to be rather annoyed at this point. And Mudarkatal just kind of looks to you. I don't know that was the best course of action, and meanwhile the people down below are still going to die.
Open to other ideas!
All right. That was your result?
I did succeed. I got actually 2 opportunity.
Okay. Well, you're trying to reach out to the world, and nothing is really responding to your mind at this point.
Okay. I'm just going to keep on trying to do something good, so
All right.
let me know if I can even do that again or what.
So you do note that the kill core has paused at this point. Yeah. At this point, the swarming thralls of Veral at this point have come up to the opening of the fortress and have just managed to through sheer force and just battering with just handheld weapons, have managed to tear their way through the main entrance to this fortress and begin spilling inside. The defenders are... Wow. Okay.
Is that like a wow, oh cool, they're doing good, or a wow?
They're doing they're doing about as well as the attackers. Doji Tosekin is people are just cutting them down as they're coming. Not quite managing to stem the tide at the entrance, but just beginning to just pile up at this point.
And luckily, these zombies, once they're down, they're not getting back up and doing something.
Don't appear to be.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right. What are you guys up to?
I'm looking to Mudarkatal after Hideyoshi. I'm open to other options. Just looking at him looking for better options because I've got nothing. I'm a stealthy, also punch person, so...
And we still don't even know how to get this thing back home, otherwise I'd send it home right now.
Well, Mudarkatal actually looks to you. You ordered this creature to stop, you come up with a better option. People are being slaughtered down there.
Well, how do we get this creature out of here? Away from here?
How will that protect what is happening?
That's true.
Alright, beast! All the zombie people, carry on! Pull the sword out.
Okay. Yeah, you're telling it to continue doing what it was already doing.
I mean,
With the cat.
I've never really been in control of this thing, so
You think you know how to talk to pets? I mean, you have, your dog.
you know, there's a huge difference between an Irish wolfhound and a
Well, I mean,
Kibble
yeah,
beast.
height-wise.
Yeah, wolfhounds are big. They're big, but they're you can get along with one.
Well, you tell me how you're playing this, but this is going to be a command roll.
I mean, I'm kind of just telling it to carry on and go back to what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Every interaction I have with this creature makes the situation worse.
Mm-hmm.
But not interacting is. I don't know how much of an option that is.
So, dealer's choice, choose your ring, I guess. Command, what have you.
Alright, well,
Target number 6.
we're going with the
Can
flow
I
of water.
help?
What do you do to help?
Don't punch it. No, that's not gonna
Don't.
work.
Or just the hype person in the background just, yo, yo, yo! Sorry.
It's fine. I got nothing.
Okay.
Target number 6, and I'm rolling 5 dice.
Uh-huh.
I
I can
believe
keep 3 of them.
I super believe in you, Tad Cooper.
I don't believe in it at all. David doesn't have that much luck. But I did roll 3 exploders, so maybe this will work after all.
Mm-hmm.
That's cocked.
Mm-hmm.
1 opportunity. 2 strife. 5 success.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I'm at the threshold.
Alright, you're staring this thing down and it's staring at you, and at this point, just slowly shakes his head. It's had enough. It just says, home.
Don't look at me, I don't up there.
I have no idea.
Mudarkatal just walks up to you and just, without asking permission, just moves to draw your sword.
I will draw the sword, and I will look at him with the, what do you want me to do with it now?
He motions to Isoda Shine and says, give it to the boy.
I give Fisodashan the sword then.
Now that is a knife.
Mudarkatal just kneels down in front of Isoda Shine, who at this point is holding the sword that's still frost spilling off of the blade, and he's just looking around. He's looking pretty just shocked and frantic almost at this point.
Yeah.
I want to go home. And
I'll do, kid.
Mudarkatal just nods. I think we can hopefully get everybody home. But I don't think we can save everybody.
Leaving this world in a mess, but only with stuff that's in this world is better than leaving this world in a mess with stuff from outside the world.
Aside from whatever is plaguing those people.
We'll come
That's
back
not-
later?
We'll address it as soon as possible. And he just looks to Isoda Shine and just kneels down, places a hand on his shoulder. I want you to imagine a place where creatures with 4 arms travel to the stars in ships enclosed in metal, and begins describing the world you recognize as that belonging to Starfighter.
I'm getting bits and the highlights. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that cool detail.
Meanwhile, completely off of the beast.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt there, but it seemed like a pause. I'm still looking away from said carnage. I don't know what's going on behind me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to go think of my father, Sir Gerald, and my mother, Petora, and think of how awesome they were in their adventuring days and just how I am just not living up the par. And here it is, I'm kind of the acting makeshift dad of my family at the moment since they're not there, our head sibling. and just how I'm failing, and then just kind of look to Jeremy, and once again, just Jeremy, I know you've done good before, and you've led me to the places that I must be, and led me to what I must do. What do I need to do? Lead me there. Since I know he led me to the Lucky Cricket or whatever, it's like, I have nothing. I don't know what to do anymore, so, and since I have no idea what's going on, but
Jeremy just slowly raises a little cricket leg and just points to the fortress.
I'm going to make my way towards the fortress.
Okay.
Jeremy, I always believed in you. And then, with my little leg.
Just hoofing it.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of it, we'll say go ahead and make a fitness withstand. As you're having to hoof it about a quarter of a mile through.
So I can't whistle and have mow the horses appear out of nowhere and then hop on and then ride off? Huh?
You are not guaranteed to be.
Neither
Holy
is he.
shimole! That's 3 exploders I could choose from. Okay.
Ooh.
But I only can choose 2 because of my earth ring.
No ranks in fitness?
No, I have 2 rings.
Oh, okay.
So that comes out to be a grand total of 3 success, 1 opportunity, and 3 strife.
All right. You're building your strife once more. As
Yep.
you've had your tiny little meltdown, and like the air itself here is being poisoned. What? And just hoofing it off towards the fortress, getting to the point where you're at the back of this seething mass of people that are just swarming up and around the fortress.
I'm sorry.
Doji Toseki and his men you're able to see kind of scattered through the attackers and just slicing them down. At this point, you're seeing just probably hundreds of the attackers at this point have just funneled into the fortress and have disappeared inside. You don't know what's going on inside, but...
I want to be kind of following them, but also kind of holding Jeremy in front of me so that way I can kind of see where he's still pointing. I'm guessing he's still pointing.
he's not pointing anymore. But.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I'm making sure he's safe. I'm going to kind of try to encase him in that so that way he doesn't get bashed around on my side. But
Okay.
make my way towards the fortress and inside to go see what the zombie folk are up to and try to dismantle or mess up.
All right. Back atop the Kyokor,
I'm going to be left behind.
the Mudarkatal is just describing this world as best he can. Isoto-shan is slowly nodding. The sword begins to give off this faint glow. Yes.
There's a check involved. Sahin and I contribute by helping make his descriptions more vivid.
Yeah, I tag team with the like, you know, the big cool details that I learned
big
skimming
house.
through, you know, the classes on this.
Isoto-shan has to
Oh, and
make
yeah,
a
there was
roll.
this really cool big metal ship that was so cool.
And then I proceed to describe how cool, in what ways it was
Yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Isoto-shan has apparently a very good imagination.
Oh, yes! Well, he's still young.
He's related to Hideyoshi, so...
You see...
I don't imagine that Hideyoshi's imaginative.
The Kyokor at this point, having come to a stop, Isoto-chan is just standing there, still looking just confused, dazed, and just...
Oh, whoa, that's weird. You flip them around. Normally it's dazed and confused.
And... Yeah, just completely overwhelmed by the situation, and just off to his side, you just see the air begin to shimmer and kind of ripple like the surface of water or something that you're familiar with, the kind of glossy surface of the door to Yatami Lodge. And at this point, Mudarkatal just actually turns Isoto-shan's head to look at what's happening, and Isoto-shan is just frowning. What are the kami doing? And Mudarkatal says, whatever they're doing, I couldn't do it without you.
How do we fit the 150-foot Kyokor beast in this little gray hole?
Mudarkatal looks to Isoto-shan apologetically. Sorry about this. He just grabs him by the scruff of the neck and it's just like, hold the sword out, plant it deep, and cut and hold on. and just
Um,
hurls Isota-shan into the air. Isota-shan flails wildly and just tries to stab into whatever he thinks is a solid surface here. And
Insert Wilhelm scream here.
well, he only needed 2, and he got 4. So
Yes!
okay.
My brother's the
this
best.
wildly flailing with sword sinks in, and it's that doorway where you go around the other side, and there's just normal nothingness there. And so as he plants the sword through whatever doorway is opening up here, he just holds on and just cuts down through the air, slowing his fall as he is plummeting down to the earth.
I definitely suggest that we get off of this thing right now because I don't want to end up 150 feet in the air when it goes poof.
It will have to step through, but agreed. And
Yeah, agreed. And I'm getting down.
at this point, you're seeing Midar Katal had surreptitiously fastened a rope to Isota-shan.
He's so used to having extra arms that he just knows.
Yeah. But yeah, he had managed to tie off Isota-shan, so even if he did not manage to catch a hold, he's not going to murder a young boy. Anyway.
That's good to know.
So yes, at this point, Midar Katal looks down and is like, I'm out of rope, so one of you could tie off.
50 feet!
Don't we still have,
You have my rope.
I have
His rope
50
is
feet
still
of rope in my
attached.
bag!
his rope is still attached to the back of this thing.
Oh, okay.
We'll say yes.
We'll use that then.
As you all make your way over there and begin rappelling down, everybody go ahead and do a fitness shift.
Sir.
And
Fitness shift.
Shift it into fitness.
shift it.
Oh no.
I am going to,
Unmask.
yes, I am. That'll
You
give me
scream
2
as you fall.
successes. I do scream. I scream like I am about the same age as my half-brother. Do you want this back?
Now we did.
Now, are we talking like male though, or
Yes.
female? You know, kind of sound
Like a scream like a little boy, not like a girl.
Ah,
They do not squeal like a
So,
girl.
what does opportunity do for me in this kind of situation?
You do it with flair.
No, it's not worth it. 1 success.
Okay.
Would opportunity help?
That's
That's what I was asking.
I mean, if you could keep it, I would just keep it. But
Strife, though.
oh,
I had strife with it, so I was
Gotcha.
wondering if it was worth taking the strife for.
I knew as
It's
you're
not worth it?
no, it's not going to get you to the 2 success.
Okay.
So about halfway down, Sahin begins to and flailing begins to fall.
Is there a catch opportunity?
well, imagine with your perception that you see her fall.
Did you get any opportunity?
Oh, wait, whoa, hold on. Would my flexibility and or ambidexterity help me in this situation?
Possibly.
I can reroll up to 2 dice of my choice when a distinction helps me on a check.
Yes, do that.
Oh, that's good. And if that doesn't work, I didn't get any opportunity, but I do have quick reflexes. So I could re-roll my 2 blank dice to maybe get that opportunity.
I don't know. No, we'll see how Sahin does first.
So does this mean that I could re-roll some of the ones I had to get rid of and then choose?
You can re-roll any 2 dice you choose.
Okay.
But if you're keeping a die, then it doesn't make sense to re-roll it.
Right.
So you re-roll before you keep
So he sneezes and begins to slip as she's climbing the rope.
That's good tape.
Didn't know that Kyokor beasts were allergenic?
You wouldn't think so, but they have like the dander.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Curse you, pet dander!
Okay, 2 success, 1 opportunity.
All right.
Yay!
So he
Sorry, I
sneezes.
forgot about that.
Yeah. So you sneeze and it's like you almost you like get a little bit of a rope burn as you drop a few feet. But you
Okay, I'm awake now.
That's right. You're a new ninja.
clamp on and
I'm a new samurai.
Yeah.
That's
Begin to
true, actually.
slip down the rope. You're reaching near the base of the creature at this point, one by one, touching down on the ground. The Kyokor at this point is looking eagerly into this rip in space that has opened up before it. Ishoda-shan has reached the ground at this point, has withdrawn Hitsujinu from the gash, and has just fallen back on his back, just staring up at this rend in space that he's opened up, seemingly. And the Kyokor beast just looks down to each of you, and just pushes through. Yeah, you hadn't quite angered it to the point where it was just like, I'm just gonna slaughter you for fun before I go.
That was the reason why I moved to the other shoulder, was in case it got mad at me. And
yeah, but as you're seeing it walk through, you're like, oh, okay, so it might have stayed to just slaughter us if it felt like it, but it saw that the door was beginning to shake and become unstable as Isoto-shan's focus is shaken.
tenuous.
Yes, and just pushes through before the rip begins to just kind of seal up behind it.
I'm going to go over to him and help him back to his feet and pat on the shoulder.
What just happened? What was that? Can I keep this?
Welcome to our world.
This...
We'll talk.
What?
Here. I give him the scabbard. Put it in this for now.
Alright. And he slips the sword away and starts tying it off as Mudarkatal looks to the both of you, and looks up and sees Memphis like on his little legs.
I'm going to find a discarded sword on the
There are
ground.
many discarded weapons.
I'm going to find one in a matching
many to claim.
scabbard and...
As I actually have to make a roll here.
in case I grab the other super mystical sword that was on the battlefield.
Okay. There are a number of weapons scattered about the battlefield. You're able to pick up a replacement.
Okay. Well, it's not a replacement for that thing,
Sure. But Mudarkatal, as well as has armed himself and looks to the both of you. As, I suppose we have a heroic final stand to make.
Let's do this.
We at the lodge do try to clean up our own messes.
Yes, we do.
Just takes off after Memphis.
Alright. Wait, Memphis is past us at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Memphis has been ready.
Oh, wow.
To the
Can
point.
we lead him up?
Well then, we are after Memphis then.
Yep. Isoto-shan called out, am I supposed to join?
Come with us.
Yeah. And he draws
Come with
his
us
sword.
if you want to leave.
He still seems just completely overwhelmed by like all the dead bodies strewn about, and he's carrying a sword, and he's probably never really used one before in a fight, and
Well, he's used a knife.
he's used a knife.
Yeah.
But the just slaughter on this scale is seems to be getting to him.
I wonder why.
And you're coming up as we get back to Memphis. Actually, I'm going to need the dice back
Nice for you, sir.
as
Jeremy's never led me astray, and he won't now.
No.
you're going to take
You say
4
that.
damage.
4 damage.
As one of the defenders just is hacking through all of this swarm of onslaught
Mine
of,
is physical
Yeah.
defense pad.
and just sees this freaky-looking little guy in a freaky-looking mask and just starts swinging, thinking you're with all of these other attackers.
I'm gonna help you not destroy this planet.
Probably the Martian will go,
I understood.
yeah. I don't know why that popped in my head. I don't know why, dear listener. I'm sorry.
But the defenders and attackers, like the defenders at this point, are fighting the onslaughts, and you are a part of that now. As you've kind of been
Mosh pit!
swept up in that.
Actually, since I'm my small stature, could I kind of squeeze everyone? Like, kind of make my way through, just because I don't need to get up top, all that. I can just kind of squeeze through people that way, possibly. If you're making me roll a check to get through everyone.
I'll say do a fitness feint
All right.
as you're slipping around the larger individuals of this god. Mostly larger individuals.
And that's faint, dear listener, not faint.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know, David. I don't hear the difference.
Just listen harder.
Kabloom! Oh. Aw.
Have the Linkin
Isn't
Park
it the
stuff.
worst when you get an exploder and then you roll the other dice and it comes out blank? That's the worst.
No.
Yeah, poor me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think being smashed by a giant Kyokor beast while you're possessed by an extra-dimensional space virus probably is the worst, but
Right, true.
That's pretty bad.
rolling blanks is bad too.
I got 2 success, 1 opportunity, 1 strife.
All right. You are managing to slowly work your way through this throng of people, but it's very slow going. They're tightly packed and just pushing through everything.
Am I still in quote-unquote water stance? Or am I out of initiative now?
This is
I don't know how exactly this is working though.
sure.
Okay, I'll take
Well,
another
we'll say
calming
this
breath.
is still technically some kind of a weird combat situation.
Okay. So I'm just trying to make my way through to get in front to get into the fortress so I can figure out what exactly is so important. We've never been in the fortress per se.
Nope.
Nope, okay.
I believe you'd been down like in the main area of
Right.
the ground floor to acquire your basic gear, etc.
Right.
But that's about as far as you got.
So as we're running up, I want to take my Koyo badge and just like
FBI!
make
I'm
it
an FBI agent.
Are some heroes here?
Yeah.
Let us through!
yes, making the noise to indicate that we are not one of the zombie folk.
Okay, and you do see across the sea of invaders trying to push through the entrance to the fortress. There's Doji Toseki just in his samurai helmet, all just splattered with blood, just looking to you. What? Why are you back?
Long story. We're
Is
here
this
now.
your fault?
No!
I don't correct her.
Not technically our fault.
It's not entirely our fault.
Not
We
technically.
might have set something off, but we weren't completely responsible.
Okay.
I probably don't even see them because I'm so low in the mosh pit.
Solo.
Do we see where Memphis went?
You cannot see Memphis through this crowd of people.
Right.
He's a tiny little man.
In that case, were you still heading towards the pocket of defenders,
I'm
or
heading towards the fortress, wherever the pocket defenders are, if they're in my...
The defenders who have been outside have kind of arrayed themselves to either side of the entrance because the invaders are just spilling through the opening.
okay? Then I'm gonna head for where those defenders are, and I guess team up with them, and
I guess.
unless we can try to cut the stream of invaders off and block them from getting into the fortress.
You can attempt to. It would mean basically planting yourself in front of them and holding them at bay.
Meaning slaughtering them one by one.
But then they would
by
just
one.
like pile on
Yeah.
top of us and push us out of the way.
Yeah.
Or if you kill so many of them, you start to make a wall.
That is somewhat starting to happen at this point. Is like the entrance is being piled.
It's like in Lord of the Rings when the orcs are trying to break down the gates
Yep.
in the Sterith, and they got just piles of dead bodies on the other side.
Yep.
I'm gonna take up a position off to the side then and pull my new sword.
All right.
I hope it doesn't suck, and I'm gonna start.
Yeah, it's not as shiny. You start.
Yeah, I pull out my my katana.
All right. Go ahead and make your combat checks.
Are we still in the same stance?
Well,
or are we
you can
going
change
for?
You can
Yeah.
shift it now if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
In forward.
I don't think I've taken any strikes the last few because I've been avoiding it. So I'm actually gonna stay in the stance I'm in.
Okay.
Okay. And it's the stance plus melee because I'm using the katana.
You know what? I'm switching to void stance,
Right.
so I don't take strife.
Right. Meanwhile, Memphis,
Yeah.
you're trying to push inside the fortress. You're at this point just kind of being swept up along and through and inside.
Right.
Enough of a buffer between you and the fortress defenders that they're
Sure.
slashing at people, but not quite getting to you.
Alright.
You're small enough that you're seeming to evade notice at this point, just being in this mess of people. And yeah, stumbling over bodies and whatnot, you make your way into the fortress and you see just, hundreds of the Okita League have just swept up stairs and are just overwhelmed defenders as far as you can see.
So are they just making their way upstairs?
They appear to be making their way up to the top of the level.
Now, out of curiosity, I've probably seen the top of said fortress because it's probably pretty easy to see from far away. What's on the top of said fortress?
I think it would be being Rokugan would be like a clay tile work.
Oh, like on the roof surface, or just the
Like what's the
presumably
top,
the top
of this
level?
tower level?
Yeah, it would be
thing?
like clay tiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a really awesome roll.
I'm just going to try that as best I can. Either if I can I don't have any rope anymore, so I can't do that. But try to make my way up towards the top just to see where everyone's going.
Okay. You're still just being swept up in the mess of things. So at this point, you're just being swept along. Roll a fitness withstand.
All right.
Target number 4 at this point.
I want to go first because you're just gonna make it look weak.
Okay.
Not to be trampled.
Right.
What are you guys' results for fighting at the gate?
I got 3 success, 1 opportunity.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna have extra success after this because I'm in fire stance, but I'm gonna read it as is, and then we can add the strife.
All right.
So 6 success, 2 opportunity, 5 strife.
So it's
Okay.
11 success total.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
And I'm not at my threshold yet.
All right. Hideyoshi, you lunge forward
Oh, yeah.
and try to plant yourself in the doorway and just manage to cut down a couple of these Okita leaguers. Sahin, you're just, channeling your frustration from your earlier...
My brown's like jumping around, slash chair, slash this.
And very strategically trying to bar the path of the worst of the onslaught. And...
I almost feel like I should take strife from your check because my goal is to be a good warrior, and you just showed me up.
I feel so bad for you.
Wait,
because
so does that mean that you take like 2 of my strife and mine goes down by 2?
Mudarkatal is also going to aid, as well as the defenders.
But yeah, poor Hideyoshi, because he didn't have our little combat bouts in the first episode was okay. And then you were a lizard man. You didn't really get that much chance. Then here you are getting,
I was reduced to using my underwear as a
You're
weapon.
getting
Right.
shown up by the new samurai.
Uh-huh.
Mudarkatal actually seems like he's being effective with his sword, but he seems he's been too accustomed to having 4 arms, and being down to 2 is it's so difficult to fight. And
He goes to swing and then expects to punch someone. He's like,
yeah,
what?
Doji Joseki at this point sees what you're trying to do and just shouts an unintelligible battle cry and lunges in to try to stem the tide at the gate.
and at some point, if someone, when Sahin clears a path in front of me, I want to, step off to the side, grab one of the dead bodies, and throw it into the middle to try and, indicate to people I want to block the door with bodies.
All right.
charades. I love this game.
Movie, 2 words.
Right.
Sounds
Right.
like.
You have managed to momentarily at least stem the tide.
Woo!
They're just pushing up across the gate, and just as fast as they're coming, you're cutting them down.
Nice.
Meanwhile, I have 1 success, 1 opportunity.
Yeah. At this point, you are kind of trying to clamber up the stairs in the midst of this swarm of people, and you're being thrown down and just stepped on. Gonna take 3 damage.
Okay.
And I'll call it 3 strife as well. As you're just being jostled and pummeled and bruised through the trampling of this
Now-
Okita League onslaught.
From what I can see, are any of these zombie folks are they all just making their way up top, or are they actually doing some stupid things that sometimes zombies do, where they kind of get pushed out and they kind of just jump outside of the building or something like that?
Nobody appears to be doing that.
Okay, cool.
They
Could I
have
take-
their
Oh,
objective.
could I maybe take a playbook from a young lad, my young apprentice?
A page from the playbook?
A page from the playbook.
A page.
A page from the playbook of a young apprentice that I took under my wing, who
2
turned out to
page.
be maybe Hideyoshi's
Half
brother. Yeah. And grab a hold of one of the necks of one of these fine folks and hitch a ride.
All right.
Oh boy.
we'll call that a martial arts unarmed.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm guessing in my stance that I'm in.
yeah.
I'm also going to go take a calming breath. Now, calming breath just removes strife, right?
1 and 1, right?
I think it's just strife.
Oh, I thought it was 1 and 1 because that's what we were talking about earlier.
If someone can look that up, well, I will do the other thing.
I believe it recovers 1 strife regardless, and only a wound if you've...
If you're above half.
Right,
1
back,
fatigue
which I
if
am.
you're over half.
So-
Okay.
I'm back now.
Sorry.
That
wounds.
sounds right.
Not wounds, that's Star Wars, my bad.
It's fine. And you said
Yeah,
martial
that's what you mean.
arts.
Yeah,
arm?
that is correct.
And what was it? Oh, I did my bar stance. That's right.
It's for both fatigue and strife. It removes 1 if you have more than half.
Right.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't reduce it below half. You have to actually go do things.
Right. 1 opportunity, 1 strife.
Okay. You lunge to try to grapple around the neck of one of these Okita Leaguers, and they just jostle their shoulder into you, and you are thrown back down to the ground. You made some headway up the stairs, though.
Yay!
So
It's
you're a
the little thing.
little further in. Those of you back at the gates, make you were trying to just chuck one of the bodies
Yeah,
as a barrier.
I'm gonna try to barrier it up. Would this be fitness or a labor or
I'd call it fitness.
okay? That sounds like a shift to me.
I'll agree.
But yeah, my last roll I had, I think, 4 exploders,
Mm-hmm.
which is how I...
That was pretty impressive.
I'm just continuing to hack and slash.
Alright.
Do I roll again?
Just punch down those buttons.
2 success, 1 strife, 3 opportunity. I'm assuming that I have to switch to water stance to do this.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So you just heave up one of the bodies and just try to toss it in the path of the oncoming Okita. And
Build a little wall of dead people.
Yep.
This is not how Hideyoshi imagined his life. What was it? 2 weeks ago?
Oh. So it appears Mudarkatel's getting the hang of this. Just cutting, slicey dice. Meanwhile, the defenders appear to be, along with Doji Toseki, starting to get a little fatigued, if you will, at this point. But they're continuing their defense. What was your result?
So... With the strife, it's, Oh, wait a second. Oh. I added 1 too many. Oh.
Whoa.
Nope. No,
300.
300 strife.
So it's 3 success, 3 opportunity, and I took 2 strife. So I'm
Okay.
over my threshold at this point.
All right. As
I'm
Sahin
just
just starts
losing it
to
in the-
froth at the mouth, just you.
Dang girl.
At this point, you're barely managing to hold just this wave. of
And I would
attackers at
like
bay.
to use this moment of just like hacking and slashing and losing myself in the moment of just hack and slash to unmask.
All right.
And just like battle cry out of nowhere, just like, and then an increased frenzy of,
They're
Look,
basically-
and I'm like legit jumping around in between, like.
So probably the other people are thinking like, oh wow, she's really like angry and amped up and ready to fight. But then I guess me and Mudarkatal are just like, oh, she's throwing a tantrum, isn't she? She
wanna hit
she is
things,
freaking
guys.
out.
So if you accept that, I'm going to unmask.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
As Memphis.
Yes. I am going to, as a support action, make a pact to inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
Go seclude. I'm going to move myself, since I'm imagining I have a little, they're just kind of focused solely on going up. I'm going to plaster myself. I am a rather small individual. As close as I can up to the wall, just kind of get out of their way. I mean, I'm granted I'm going to probably be whacked a little bit while I'm going. But just try to heal myself and get ready for the next initial onslaught of jumping on somebody and trying to ride.
Go
So
ahead
I'm
and
going to
attempt
do that.
to do so.
Yeah. I'm also going to take a calming breath since I'm still in water stance. Yeah, my poor
Yay.
piece of paper is getting all beaten up.
Alright, people at the gate, you're still...
I'm switching back to void stance and going for the slashy slash and hoping that other people take my cue and,
I mean, the bodies are piling up, but it's basically a full-time job to keep people from overwhelming and swarming inside.
I'm gonna go back to making new bodies.
Alright?
Yeah. Alright, so 6 success, 2 opportunity, and 4 strike.
Wow.
Okay, that'll work. I like this void stance. I'm gonna do this more often.
So is that just so you know,
How much,
I did
how many rings do
succeed,
you
and
have?
I'm going to record how much health I got
Oh,
on my character sheet. So, just so you're aware.
Still arrows. Fewer arrows are dropping from above at this point.
Okay. 4 success.
And I had the 6 success, 2 opportunity. What
Okay.
can I spend opportunity for again? I can never
You can
remember.
attempt to be trying to kick people to be as part of the barrier if you want.
Okay, I'd like to do some of that then.
Nice. Are we making any sort of dent?
Believe it or not, you are. Probably about half of the attacking force appears to be just brought down and just slaughtered at this point.
We helped with a lot of that.
You know, I can only imagine what some of the defenders thought when there was this giant creature that just kind of walked through air and then disappeared. Because probably their minds are somewhere else at the same time. But that's probably got to be a weird day for them.
Yeah, you gauge down at the gate that probably just this strewn bodies everywhere. About half of the force has probably fallen that you can see, and about a quarter is still assaulting the gate.
Okay.
The rest are probably inside.
Well, let's keep this quarter
As
outside
Memphis
for now.
knows.
Right, yeah. Ow, ow,
Yeah,
ow,
still
ow.
a few hundred people just pushing their way upward, and at this point being halted just as the people up to the top of whatever they're trying to break into are having to break through more doors. One does not simply walk through more door.
Right, yeah. If it's my turn, I'd like to try again the hitch for ride.
Go for it.
Or, well, in my mental image of what's going on, I'm thinking it's better to hitch a ride. Or was I having pretty good success walking through? Trying to walk with them, or was I getting banged up? I know I'm getting banged up either way.
Yeah,
but-
you're being pretty banged up either way. You can attempt to keep moving through them, but that'll be fitness withstand again.
Fitness withstand, or what was the other one? Fitness.
Shift to just try to latch onto somebody.
We'll try the shift one. Hitch a ride.
All right.
I believe in you. Jeremy believes in you too. Well, that's better. That's better. This is water. So I'm going to take another calming breath.
Mm-hmm.
They negate this one of the strike that I'm going to be receiving here. But I got 2 success, 1 opportunity, 1 strike.
Okay. You do manage to just kind of hug around the back of somebody's neck at this point. They topple almost backwards, but grab the side of the wall, the steps, and just continue to lunge upward, and you're just kind of flapping behind. Like
I'm a weird cape.
Yep.
Ah,
A discomfiting countenance cape.
right.
It's being dragged up into the fortress at this point. Just need to roll for that. Ooh.
And I know that we don't know this, but were you able to cure whatever they had with the cleansing thing?
No.
Not appear so.
That's what
Yeah, but up top there appears to be, and there's the cracking and splintering of wood, and somebody shouting, "They're through!" And the swarm continues to just sweep up the steps again
Alright,
into the upper levels.
cool. I'm hitching a ride, so I don't know where I'm at. But
Back at the gate.
Alrighty. Continuing the void stance stabathon.
They're here already!
I think I'll pick you and you.
How's the little man doing? Is Sotoshan?
He is not taking part in the fighting. You do not see him at this point, actually.
Like he wandered off.
Like he was he with us when we joined up with the defenders?
He was following you, but when it actually came to take part in the slaughtering, he appeared to hold back.
But I meant like he is on the right side of our pointy objects. We don't know where he went. Okay.
No.
What a great older brother you are.
Hey!
First day on the job, and look, you already lost your...
I'm new at this. 3 success, 1 opportunity.
All right.
I'm just being reckless right now, so that's 5 success plus another 4 success from strife, so 9.
All right. Saheen just
Taking use of that full firing.
and just cutting them down as fast as they can come.
I also got 2 exploders. One didn't get me anything, but
All of you are noticing at this point. Probably not Memphis at this point. Actually, no. You'd be carried up and into the upper levels at this point. So you're seeing defenders still desperately trying to cut down anybody who's breaking through. All of you are noticing at this point. Doji Toseki and the other defenders of this fortress are beginning to look sunken-cheeked and gaunt.
oh no! I might make an off comment to side comment to Medarkatal. You see what I'm seeing?
It's happening again. It just keeps trying to cut.
We might need to get to the top of the tower right now.
He looks after and sees the blockade of bodies up the steps. Right then.
I would like to.
Rage.
Well, if that was an option, sure, but I would like to get to the top of the tower the quickest way possible. Is there a way to climb up from where I'm at now?
You're at the entrance to the fortress. You could try to just climb the outside if you think that'd be faster.
I don't know, man. And I'm almost at my threshold. I'm at 8 of 8.
Right.
So
And castles are designed to prevent exactly that from happening. Both by physical design and if a defender pokes his head out, you're in trouble. So I'm in favor of us
okay, running up the stairs
running up the stairs.
Okay.
and hacking and slashing as I go.
Okay. You can try to hack and slash as you go, or you can just try to
Book it.
push your way through, leap like acrobatics your way
Okay,
through.
can I acrobatics? I like that better actually.
You're speaking my language, DM.
Yeah, we'll call that
fitness shift, I suppose.
I would also like to do the same, but yeah, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Oh my goodness, that's like one of the best rolls I've had. Just 3 success, and 3 success.
All right.
I mean, best roll I've had because it doesn't
There's no
have any strife.
2 success, 2 opportunity, 2
All right.
strength.
Saheen, you're getting towards the back of where the last of the invaders have swept through and are still jostling each other up the stairs, and you begin to Prince of Persia parkour kind of up on the side of the walls as
Mario!
Doji Toseki at the gate is calling, "Where are you going?
The top of the tower!
We can stop them here!
I don't think we can! Good luck!
Line must be drawn here. No further."
Could have asked, what's at the top of the tower?
Your time to explain.
They're late for a very important date,
Ain't nobody got time.
and nobody got time for that.
Girl!
Medarkatel is actually still with you and still trying to push through and is being jostled by the invaders and is just calling out, "Go, Saheen! Get to the top!
Get to the
What do
tower!
I do when I get there?
Improvise!"
Kill something!
Okay.
Sean!
Memphis.
Yes.
As you're just latched on to one of the people just sweeping into the fortress at this point, a number of the defenders are cutting down people who are coming through. They're still not engaging at all. They're just
zombie
sweeping.
horde.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
sweeping up and through the Okita. And at this point, you're getting up to the top level of the fortress, and you're looking about, and you're seeing that. Make.
Alright. Is this 5 rings or just...
We'll call this.
Is this magic, maybe?
Yes, actually it is. So, is that a knowledge?
Actually, there's 3 different types of magic. There's arcane, divine, or primal.
Arcane.
Poopy. Well, you could say primal, but that's alright.
Yes, I can just see this 4-foot ugly person filled with primal energy.
Well, I'm a druid.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
My mother was a druid fae creature, and then my father was a vampire-like gentleman.
My mother was a caterpillar. My father was a worm.
Wait, so you are an undead druid?
Yes.
That's actually pretty fantastic.
Opposites attract, yo.
Just average?
Case in point.
Yep.
Hard. It's gonna be a hard check.
Although I wouldn't exactly describe
Do I
it as
get any
attractive.
boost because of my knowledge
Not at
skills?
all.
Or is that reaching too
No,
far?
this is just pure magic knowledge.
Come on, Jeremy, do your stuff. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, that was disappointing. 1 failure, 1 threat.
All right. So you have no idea what's happening, but as you look on, you see that the various Okita have just kind of congregated toward the center. Some are being cut down as they contribute to whatever is being formed here. But whatever
Aww.
implements they have are shifting in their hands, and this inky, smoky blackness is like the tendrils are just leaning off of it as the various weapons, implements, whatever it is they're carrying are beginning to shift and reforge themselves before your eyes into components of machinery, and they are constructing something.
It looks
at the
oddly
center.
familiar, probably.
It does.
Okay.
Kill it with fire.
Yes. Yes, many
So,
fires.
what I can do.
As we get back to Sahin and Hideyoshi, you're still trying to make your way up there.
I'm going to shout for a Sodashan to get to the top of the tower and just keep shifting.
All right.
Shall I?
Make
Roll-
your checks.
roll again?
Yep.
Now, set.
Continue to make your way through.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Does this look like it's gaseous form and then it becomes solid again, or
There does appear to be like a transitionary phase as whatever it is they're each bringing to the cause appears to refashion itself. It becomes ethereal.
does
and
it look like it's
gaseous.
affected by wind at all?
Because of your role, you don't know.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Question. So I'm at 8 of 8 for my strife. Can I still take strife? Yes. Okay.
You cannot take strife when you're over your threshold.
But if
you
I'm
can
at
still-
my threshold,
You can
I-
still take strife,
Okay.
and then you will be compromised instead of just at your threshold. I got 3 success, 1 strife.
All right. At this point, you are managing to just shoulder your way through. Just John Cena. Everybody
All right.
kicked out of your way.
4 success, 2 strife.
Still lagging behind Sahin as Sahin, you're just flip, doing the LeFou bouncing off people's. I don't know if I went to LeFou. Anyway,
I'm a lot more graceful than that. Thank you very much.
yeah, we're bouncing off people's heads in the mosh pit and managing actually to get up to where Memphis is. At this point, you see Memphis is just awkwardly hanging onto the back of one of these individuals who is pushing forward and bringing their. What is it called? Anyway, it's the implement used in the fashioning of kind of palisade walls. Anyway, bringing it up, and it is just morphing in his grasp to
And this
match what is
is
needed.
when I have my next move. I am totally going freaked out kung fu on whatever it is they're making and unmasking again. Good God, what is that?
Yes.
I don't know if I can go before Sahin starts wrecking shop, but I
We're
would
back
like
to you.
Huh?
We're back to you.
Oh, we are back to me. I want to do the reflect. I haven't done this until the beginning of said adventure in the Five Rings. But reflections of Panku, which I can learn about an item. So if I'm close enough in, say, like a range of 0 to 1, which I'm guessing I am since my guy is probably wanting to contribute said whatever item he's holding to thing. I'm going to go ahead and scry to uncover all properties an item possesses, including its name, maker, mundane qualities, magical properties, curses, and sealed techniques. And then I can use an opportunity to go do other stuff. But I'm going to try to do that. Try to understand what this weird monstrosity is, if possible. Because I don't know. Water. Do. Ooh, good chemicals. This is water, so I can keep 3.
Oh,
Do I hear another opportunity or another success? No. I believe that's it. That's in there. Yes. So we'll go ahead. We'll go with the success. So that's 3 success, 2 opportunities. So I succeed at said thing. It only needed target number 2.
Okay.
But I'm trying to learn as much as I can about said item so I can uncover all properties an item possesses, including its name, like I said before, maker, mundane qualities, magical properties, curses, and sealed techniques. And it references something on another page, which probably doesn't apply to this thing.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out as much as I can about this so I can figure out...
About what is in your...
No, the said object that they're
constructing?
Yeah. Which this is going to be interesting, but...
Yeah, because as far as the knowledge of this world goes,
Right.
but it is... it is a... As far as you were able to tell, it is some kind of machinery that is shoddily, hastily constructed, meant to replicate what you saw in the Okita Fortress.
Okay.
And
is this maker actually that one guy, or is it somebody else?
you had seen it previously constructed by Varel.
Alright, so just making sure that it's not actually, hey, somebody else designed this thing and said, hey, go make this somewhere else.
I mean,
Okay.
you can't really tell.
I can't tell that? Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to eke out as much as I can.
Understood, but
worries.
yeah, as far as you're able to glean knowledge from this world, and that doesn't
Help me that
entirely
much.
apply.
Okay.
But yeah, this is meant to replicate, you think, the effects of what you had seen before.
Okay. Since I've seen said item before in its full construction about like a loading bar, how far are we into the completion process?
As you're watching, actually, some of the Okita are actually scrambling out through the arrow slits.
Ah.
Not the arrow slits themselves, but the
Windows of some sort.
yeah, the portals that actually, much like you had tried to climb out of before.
Right.
They're actually scrambling out and trying to get onto the top of the roof, while others are continuing the construction.
Since I made my way to the top of the roof on the previous said tower, was there anything up on the top of said roof?
Not that you had seen, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't know that you quite got.
I think I went up there after said thing finished, if I remember
You
correctly.
were climbing on the outside when it went off.
Right.
And
And then
then
you just
after
came
that,
back
you
in.
could just like...
So I never went to the top.
I don't believe so.
Is my said horseman person? Is my person that I'm
Mountie?
my
He's going to the center of the room here.
so he's heading towards the center of the room?
Yep.
Can I maybe launch my try to either direct him to say a window or go try the
Just...
yeah.
Confused GM is confused.
No, I think astonished GM is astonished.
Make a hard ride check on your Genesis sheet.
Incredulous GM is incredulous.
There we
Hard
go. That's better.
ride check. Where is ride? Oh, riding. That's agility.
Yep.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what are you guys doing? Seeing you've gotten into the top main
Yeah,
chamber.
and I seen what's going on. I totally freaked the frick out.
I have 1 success, 3 threat.
Alright. Translate to 3 strife as you manage to and just like very well, and your mount just seems to decide I can be useful out there too. It just kind of lunges out the window and starts trying to climber up the side of the building.
I see what's happening, and Dargatal said to improvise, so I am losing it and trying to hack apart whatever they're building.
Alright. Go ahead and make your melee
Oh,
check.
another Kronk.
And do I get to pick a stance for this?
I'll say because you're unmasking at this point, you're just losing it. I'll say you're going to do fire.
Okay. Which means I'm unmasking, so it all goes away now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You unmask first, and then you can take strike from the resulting check.
Okay. So this would be, I have my sword out still, so would it be melee, because it's with whatever I got?
Melee.
Okay.
But you have unmasked, what now, twice or 3 times?
This is the second time,
Oh, okay.
this episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible!
Oh no.
That's really terrible!
Oh no.
Still 3 success, 2 opportunity, and 2 strife, but 3 of my dice were blank.
So that's 5 success total then?
No,
Yeah.
that's 3
With
success.
5
I
success.
already,
Yeah, if
I
that's
already put
Got it.
the strife in.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you
Like
charge
I
forward
said.
with your sword, just clang, clang, clang against this metal contraption they're trying to cobble together. A few of the defenders see that what you're attempting to do. What is it? What are they making?
I don't know, but it's bad.
destroy it!
Destroy it.
Cast
Kill
it
it
into
with
the
fire.
fire!
Show up!
Make a command. Also, you can do charm or enlighten as you're trying to inform and or be
Hey, boys,
charismatic.
help me destroy this thing.
I'm going to enlighten them.
All right.
Nope. No, I am not. One opportunity.
Yeah, you got crazy eyes at this point, and they're not entirely sure what's happening. They know you're not with the Okita, but they're
I
like,
still got crazy eyes.
yeah, who's
so.
this crazy lady?
But yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
As Memphis, you're dangling off of the back of this man's back outside and looking down below. First, I need you to make a...
Sorry, I just looked over and you were doing the whole hair, it was this hair flip movement of it was so...
fitness withstand
Okay.
to try to just hang on.
Happens.
Meanwhile, Ryoshi.
Yes. So basically the weapons and everything that they're holding are just kind of dissolving and moving towards the center of the room and then reforming into a machine.
Yes, and well, first make your fitness
right.
shift to attempt to get up there.
I should actually get closer first so I can see this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to give me 2 success, 1 opportunity, 1 strife.
All right, you're just kind of getting up on the fringes of the room and seeing how
Yeah.
inside everybody's the Okita, whatever there is they're holding, is reforging itself seemingly by itself into whatever is needed at this moment. And you are actually realizing that you've seen this kind of reversion effect before. This is similar to how it looked when you stabbed at the Kyokor beast and it reverted to its natural form.
So as
Can
in-
you...
So so the way that the weapons are recombining reminds me of the way that the Kyokor beast unmodified itself.
Yes, it's basically, and as you had identified it then, it reminded you of how your own bodies, when you go into different worlds, you reform into a different...
So it's more like a previous machine was broken down and given to them as weapons and now it's reforming itself? Or...
This almost seems like the reverse of that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So your sword could reverse it?
Well, you don't have the sword.
I know.
Another question is it's only their only their weapons that are reforming, right?
It appears to be.
Okay. I don't think I have any more things I can do. I am in water stance though. Is there a I'm still at half for both of them.
Oh, alright.
Is there a small piece of furniture nearby?
We'll see. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take the small piece of furniture and throw it into the mix and see what happens. See if it gets chewed up and spat out, or if it blocks things,
Or if it gets converted.
I'm trying to give the mystical reassembly constipation.
I I mean, I approve, but say like, okay.
Oh, okay. Just go ahead and do a fitness.
Not like a... Actually, my melee range and fitness are the same rank, so...
Just for the fun of it, fitness sacrifice. You're sacrificing a chair.
Yeah!
You look at it and say, oh man, that's a good chair.
Good craftsmanship.
One success, 2 opportunity.
All right. You chuck this chair over, and it just kind of clunk against the metal, like the plating that's being slowly cobbled together here. It just kind of falls onto the floor, and people are scrambling over it awkwardly. Kind of trips up a couple of the people.
Okay.
But no, it did not seem to adhere and become a part, whatever it is they are building.
Okay. I guess that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
By the way,
But I'll give one more shout for Soda Sean.
And I will, if I can, as a free action, after seeing that, yell for, get the boy up here! Get a Soda Sean!
What do you say? As you call for Isoto Shan.
I'm going to shout out, Isoto Sean, I need you.
Alright.
make an
Dice?
older brother
Mag
check.
Command.
Oh, command.
Can he have my help?
I'll say yes. You're aiding in the intensity of it. Well, you tell me. Are you being just more demanding, or are you?
I'm
Please.
more in the pleading sense, more in the like, hey, you're on my team and I need you to be here, and not like, get your butt over here, whippersnapper. Definitely not that.
Reason or enlighten, I would allow.
Okay. They are the same for me. I'm going to go with enlighten, so I don't take strife. Sorry, cross the streams there inappropriately. Okay, and with Sahin's help, that gets me 2 success, 1 opportunity.
Alright. You call out. You don't know if he heard or if he's going to respond.
Okay.
But, at this point, Mudarkatal is also going to try to
Interrupt
push
the
push
process.
his way through.
Ingest the system.
Control delete.
He gives the system a stuffy dose.
Control C! Control C!
Yeah, just Mudarkatal just comes in at this point, just cutting these people down, and more so at this point, seeing what's happening in the center of the room, just is actually either just using his sword to strike whatever they have in their grasp out of their hands, or failing that is severing limbs.
The things that they drop, or body parts
What
included,
happens to them?
do those things still get sucked in?
By proximity, the closer they are, the more they seem to retain whatever shape they were attempting to take on. They don't adhere by themselves at all. They don't move of their own
Okay,
accord.
but
So like the sword that I have in my hand, which I picked off one of them, is not getting...
Correct.
Okay.
so it takes them actually holding them.
It appears
seems.
so.
So you're saying the ones that are knocked out of hands or limbs are severed, they stop their conversion?
It appears to be.
Okay. I will take that information and start hacking things out of hands. But
So I greatly succeeded on my check because amazingly, I have 4 success, 2 opportunity, and that's it.
All right.
I am holding on.
Yeah, you cinched around this guy's neck. You're actually hearing him just kind of, like, almost disinterestedly starting to choke a bit as you're just cinched around his neck. But
Sorry.
he actually managed to clamber up onto the hot tiles of the roof where the sun has touched them. And he, along with a handful of others, are clambering their way up to the peak where the roof tiles meet. And they are all slowly piecing together another component, it seems, up here on the top.
Okay. Herman, what do I have at my disposal? Now, am I on top of the roof now? Or, okay. Is the roof, like, densely populated, or am I...
Just a handful of people.
Alright, so I can, like, let go and not be, like, knocked off right away.
Hopefully.
Alright. Or actually, you know what? Is he making his my mount, for lack of a better term, making its way towards said contraption.
Mhm.
All right, I'll let him go ahead and take me there then, since why get off now?
All right, he's able to reach that, and you see appears to be actually one of the militia from back at the Okita Fortress, and he actually has weaponry that is just morphing in his grasp. And, it appears as though whatever they're fashioning up here just needs the raw material to fashion some kind of
I'm guessing like a satellite dish like
antenna,
thing. Okay.
more like.
Now since I'm actually next to said contraption, I'm gonna go ahead. So I lost my knife. Dark got my bow and arrows. So all what I got is just my. I'm gonna probably say this totally wrong, and I apologize. Wakashi.
Wakazashi.
Wakazashi.
Dear listener.
Wakazashi. Blah, 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 blah.
Short sword.
Yeah.
That's a better plan.
Mm-hmm.
Call it a short
For
sword.
fun, are they granted? I'm guessing they're coming from all sections of the roof and kind of making their way towards the top.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's a lot more coming from one per area than the others at the moment, or?
More from the side of the chamber where they entered from below.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead then and go use. I don't know how this is going to work per se, but we'll try. A ability called Blessed Wind, and you'll create like kind of a what is it called?
You're going to break a blessed wind.
Yeah.
Oh
Memphis used Gust.
It was not that effective. So as a support action, make a target 2 theology air check targeting one position at a range 0 to 3, so I'm guessing obviously I can reach it.
Yeah.
If you succeed, summon a swirling wind at the target position, and then it basically makes it more like an obscuring terrain for the purposes of attacks targeting that, but I'm also trying to push them off, basically. Kind of create like a big whirlwind up top.
Whirlwind, the one that makes the opposing Pokemon run away.
Right, yeah. Which I'm...
Alright, so that's not the actual intent of the spell,
Right, yeah.
but I'll allow it with an extra additional target number.
Okay, so now it's a target number 3 here. Okay. And oh yeah, baby.
Are you talking to Steven?
Yeah, that's right, Steven.
Oh no.
On this show, he's referred to as Dear Steven.
Yes, Steven.
Yeah!
Yeah, dear Steven. I
I
hope
have
you
to use
enjoy
the
it.
accent.
I will
Steven.
definitely succeed at that. 5 success for strife, which means now I am above my threshold.
Yep. You dismounted before this, or?
Oh, yes.
Alright, so you kind of dismount, hurry yourself around, and just force push Star Killer style. Yeah, Fusurada, and just how many success with it?
5.
Okay.
That's what
So
I-
3 of the climbers are just hurled back off of the roof in this shockwave of wind, and yeah. But as you look over, the 4 others at this point who have are climbing up towards the center of the top of the roof still from the other windows, etc. They've
Right.
made their way up. Appear to still be
Making their way
mantling instead of dismantling something.
Ah.
And you're watching as the air begins to coagulate and get dark and sickly.
Okay. Is this a metal thing, or...
Mhm.
Okay. And it's attached now to a tile... It's attached to a tiled roof?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know when it's my turn again.
Alright. You guys, what you doing?
I think I was starting to hack and slash things out of grasps.
Okay.
So,
Oh, wait. We never saw that. Never mind.
I'm still in. Would it be considered fire stance since I'm still in fire stance?
Well, you can
I will
switch.
say at this point you are noting that people who have had things just knocked out of their grasp are just scrambling to try to grab.
What about people
take
who
a
have limbs severed?
They're trying. It's not working so well.
So, looking to Madarkatel as he realizes this, is he doing anything else?
He is shifting his tactics. He was trying not to
Kill
just outright
the-
slaughter everybody, but he's saying that it's this point they're single-mindedly driven.
I will not bother with just knocking things out of grass, then I will just hack and slash some more.
What you need to do is just take a dead body that you already killed and just roll it down the stairs like a little boulder going downstairs and just, video game logic.
He's home alone.
Yeah.
I like the old theme music is playing in my head.
So quiet.
Oh.
Too quiet.
Oh, okay. So 8 success and 2 opportunity, and that's 4 strife.
Wow. All right.
Going all out, guys.
You're momentarily halting their progress, and just anybody who's coming close, just cutting them down. What are you doing?
Keep it up! And then I'm going to turn around and go back down the stairs, shouting for a soda Sean.
All right. You're taking your full turn to just bolt down the stairs.
I'm probably leading with my sword at this point. Still, like, shouting for a soda Sean, but if someone's right in front of me, I'm gonna try and whack them.
Okay. As you're rushing, they're still, at least at the top of the stairwell, is going to be fairly crowded. So,
Check.
yeah, fitness, overwhelmed, because you're pushing against them at this point.
Okay.
Hey, Seth.
Mm-mm.
By the way, since I had bonus successes on that, you said it was target number 3.
Yes.
So that now lasts for a grand total of the 1 round and then plus 2 additional rounds. That would
Okay.
Storm, just so you know.
So just that wind tunnel you've created.
4 success, 3 strife.
All right. You actually are managing to just push through and vault over easily. Kind of at the top of the stairwell, just leap up and over, alighting down at the bottom. And
Shouting for a soda Sean the whole way.
all right. You will get down to, from the top, I suppose, that would be the third level, just kind of just dropping down the stairwells, and down at the bottom of the next stairwell, you are seeing that there is a young boy there, hesitantly holding a sword and looking up in your direction.
We need you at the top right now.
What do I have to do?
We'll figure it out when we get there.
He nods, and he moves to follow you.
Alright. I'm going... Oh, it's not my turn. Because my turn is
I
over.
guess we're back to Memphis.
This thing is theoretically constructed on top of tiles. I'm going to go ahead and use my little sword. My insert sword name here. What was it called again? Wakasi?
Short sword.
Yeah, sorry.
Called a short sword.
My short sword. Go up and go attack the tiles, thinking that maybe if I dislodge the tiles, that maybe it might dislodge said antenna, unless it's actually anchored through the tiles to the actual roof. So
We'll find out.
yeah, I'm going to try that. Also, when I was down below, did it look like this contraption that, granted it might not have been built to that point yet, but did it look like it was making its way towards the top, and theoretically the 2 points I'm trying to connect are...
That appeared to be the intention. I'll give you that.
Okay, cool. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and try to attack the tiles, and I'm guessing this is,
Melee.
melee, which I haven't done in, like, forever. And I'm going to go ahead and stay in the water.
First time in forever.
I'm going to give my sword a chance. And attack. And, well, that's not too bad. Badoop. So that is 3 success, 1 opportunity.
Okay.
I'm going to take a calming breath as well.
It's pretty hard to cut through a clay tile with your sword as you're slashing at it and eventually grasping that you'll probably have to slip it under and try to pry it up one at a time to try to get dislodged it'll take a while.
It'll take a while? Okay.
It'll take a while.
It'll take a while!
Oh no.
Okay.
Nope.
Zaheen, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's my turn.
I am continuing to hack and slash.
Yep.
And
At this point, the defenders you're catching out of the corner of your eye appear to be just very sapped of strength and at this point will, and are half-heartedly still frantically firing arrows, but appear to be
unfortunately,
frantic
this
and
is
terrified.
nowhere near as good. 1 success, 2 opportunity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
At this point, a number of the Okita are managing to just muscle around you and forcibly...
hold. Would ambidextrous ability use both hands?
Do you have 2 swords?
Well, no, switching it between hands so one hand gets tired, right? That's how this works.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, wait a second. I have a short sword.
Alright, so you're not going to even try to say it. Okay.
You can reroll one die, I'll say.
Okay.
Hey, Seth.
Yeah.
In theory, since I have a small tent, would I have, like,
So
say...
success to opportunity.
All right.
Sorry. Would I have, like, say, a hammer or a picks?
I suppose so.
Okay.
All right. Hideyoshi, are you?
I'm going to put my sword away, pick up a Sodashan, put him on my shoulders, and just like bum rush up the stairs as fast as I
Right.
can.
Do either fitness overwhelm or shift, depending on how you want to play this.
I'm probably just pushing people out of the way, but at the same check anyway, I'm overwhelming.
Stragglers are still making their way through the gate as Doji Soseki and the last of his people at the entrance are not managing to stop the tide at this point.
Ugh. Okay.
Cannot hold back the storm.
Well, I get to keep.
The good news is the Okita numbers have dwindled significantly. They've
Right.
not been putting up any resistance. They've just been taking the beating.
That is 3 success, 1 opportunity, 4 strife, but since I'm in fire stance, it's a total of 7 success.
Oh.
I'm also now compromised.
All right. As you just
Okay,
head
it's fine. I've been
head
there
down,
twice.
just you're a bowling ball through the halls here, just shoving everybody out of the way.
Think of the Princess Bride words, like, Andre's like, hey, everybody move!
And you manage to just hurl yourself practically back up toward the top level of the fortress.
Sodashan's clinging to my helmet.
Yep. And is looking about at this point. What is that? And he points to the thing at the center of the room.
Stab it!
It needs to go use the sword.
All right. He's gonna try.
I believe in you, Sodashan, even though I don't know that you're down below me inside a tower. Jeremy,
If it helps, I can throw him at it.
I'll
Fastball
say
special.
sure that adds.
Hold the sword out!
It's a Joey!
It's a what now?
It's a
like
Joey.
it's like in our Star Wars campaign when
I got thrown.
Oh,
when you
okay.
threw Joey at the Sith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
So
Jeremy, I have no context.
wow, once again the big moments. Wow.
He delivered?
It was a target number 6 to just use this one turn to come in and cleave in one turn what they had built thus far. He rolled 3 successes and 3 strife in fire stance.
Yes!
With your 8.
Yes!
So just as you hurl him through the air, it's been happening to him a lot today. He just as he seems to have grown accustomed to the sword, just cuts down the blade. The frost still spilling off of it just kind of sinks deeply down into what they've been building and just shreds it down the middle. The inky blackness that's been slowly spilling around and filling the chamber in, just like this dry ice fog spilling out into the world beyond, just begins to dissipate. And the various Okita Leaguers look about, confused, but still frantically are trying to piece together what they had going thus far, but trying to repair what they had at this point. In the interest of time, however, the defenders regain their composure and are just any of the archers up here just dropping these guys one after the other, doing that thing where you take like the 5 arrows in one hand, just like cool. Yeah. That was a cool technique. That was the one cool thing about the new Robin Hood movie. Anyway, otherwise it's really bad. Anyway,
Deep breathing.
that's another conversation entirely.
Take a calming breath, GM.
Yep.
Right. Remove one stripe of fatigue.
I just really like Robin Hood. Anyway, but here as the last of the Okita's numbers are either brought down by your swords or up top on the roof by Memphis hammering.
Well, I was gonna go use the hammer and nail to actually try to dismantle the thing
All right.
or the panels. So, since there's no way I'm not physically adept.
We'll say you managed to frustrate them as you continue to do that, and finally some archers scramble their way up and just drop these guys in. As just bodies strewn about, you do eventually find the one you recognize.
Aww.
Is he among the dead?
Everybody's dead.
Oh, Howie.
At this point, that is the only way Doji Joseki brought things to a halt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Isoda-shan just kind of draws back in a corner at the top level of the fortress and just curls up with Hitsujinu sheathed once again.
I'm gonna go sit next to him, and I'm gonna unmask by starting to cry as much as he does.
He actually just kind of side hugs you as you're both just kind of sitting up against the wall.
Yep.
Just kind of share a cry.
Yep.
As he, after a moment, just says, "I saw him on the way up."
I probably don't have any words that I can say without just coming out. So I just nod.
Doji Toseki gathers his men and they just start burning and burying as mass is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Since I am basically over my threshold, I'm going to go ahead and find, it was Jikadon? Find him, and I'm going to go ahead and with all my puny strength, I don't know where he's at, but, gather him and his belongings and then go out to the tree that we found, that we moved the rock, and then found the little weeds of summer or something like that, and then have a quiet little ceremony for him with just me and Jeremy, since I'm thinking they're all busy. And then I'm going to go unmasked by just bawling my eyes out, because this is the first person that I made friends with that has died.
If we notice him doing that, I'm gonna.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help with that.
You all gather.
But I'm gonna do my own private grind if it happens.
It's cool.
It's cool.
The three of us had to unmask, all right?
You all gather.
I've been there twice, yo.
Start having you have your moment together, remembering Jikeidan, and then your moments apart, just crying it out.
Mm-hmm.
You see, at this point, Mudarkatal has gone off to Doji Toseki and is attempting to explain everything that has just happened.
Leave it to the professional.
Yep.
Ultimately, Doji Toseki does find you once you've all had your moments to absorb, and as you've regrouped at Mudarkatal's direction, Doji Toseki just looks to all of you. I do not think I understand everything that has happened, but you have all fought bravely, and we owe you our gratitude. You have earned your badges.
Medium bow.
Give a bow as well. And I have my mask on, but I'm still silently crying to myself.
Looks to you, Mudarkatal. Your master tells me that you must all be departing, however, so it seems it will fall to me to spread the word of the defeat of Veral and the Okita. I wish you well.
Same to you. A
I
bow.
would just nod and bow.
He just goes to oversee his men, who are all just, more so warriors than all of you, but still just in shock about the absurdity of the day that just happened. The various villagers, some are coming and just trying to get a glimpse of everything that's happening, and they're being told snippets of the truth here and there by Doji Toseki, etc. But who knows how loose the tongues of some of the men are.
True.
However, as it gets to about mid-afternoon, by the time everything's calmed down and you've all had a moment to come to terms with everything, the Darkatal does inform all of you that I think we have the intelligence we need from this world.
What exactly is that? The family is not where they were supposed to have been, and everything is so wrong.
And I think now we have some minor idea of what it is these other players are attempting to do.
What is that exactly?
Yeah, what are you guessing from this? I have no idea.
If this infection had continued to spread, they would have reshaped this world as they saw fit, I think.
So, and pulling from the deep recesses of school, terraforming?
Something like that, but on a much wider and more terrifying scale.
What could be more terrifying than terraforming?
Cosmoforming?
Indeed.
Wait, what?
Did you attend that class? It was actually pretty messed up, but very enlightening.
I think I might have missed that part of it at least.
It was really hard to follow.
Okay, maybe I fell asleep in that one.
I remember you snoring, I think.
I do not
Anyway.
snore.
Our first order of business, however, should be returning this boy home, next to Asodashan. And then, if you are agreeable to it, you can send us home. Asodashan just doesn't seem to know how to take that, but nods. I'll do what I can.
There's a conversation I need to have with Cora and Isan.
I am. Granted, I think he's taller than me, so I can't really do the whole thing where he's squat down next to Asodashan, since I'm guessing he's either taller than me or about the same height. But just go up, put the shoulder around him, and you hired us to complete a job, and you complete the job. Well done, samurai. And I'll give him a little pat on the shoulder.
He nods, but he doesn't seem incredibly proud.
Yeah, I know. I'm not incredibly proud of what I did either.
It's a mess all around.
But as you begin to set out, horseless at this point, unless you want to push your luck.
I'd leave him out.
No, but I wanted to bring that rock. We gotta bring something back to the lodge, and the rock has a personal connection. Is there a hand cart that we can abscond with?
Pile and some stuff in.
You can buy a cart if you don't think you'll need the money you have
No,
left.
I don't think I'm gonna need the money I have.
I have 8 koku, 46 boo, and 28 zenny.
We'll say you're able to acquire a cart with some surplus coin.
From one of the dead bodies lying around.
Sure.
Okay.
And
That still doesn't feel great.
no, it doesn't, but I'm just gonna pretend that they're just sleeping real hard. Pick the rock up, put it on the cart.
And is there anything else we should throw in there while we're at it?
I don't even care.
Okay.
Then
I'm trying to
for
be a little
the
more
purposes,
practical.
we'll say that you're able to acquire a pack animal that will draw the cart, and it is large enough for all of you to bundle into if you get sick of walking.
Okay.
But as you set out back towards Isodashan's home village of Sukuru, I believe, yes, and back to where your adventure started here in Rokugan. The Darkatel actually does lean over to you, Hideyoshi, and whisper, I don't know that anything good can come of speaking with this Kawaranai.
That's because it's not your family involved.
He nods and says nothing else on the matter.
Okay.
And you all, still reeling from everything that's happened, set off into the sunset like a triumphant cowboy. And we will finish up, I think, your time in Rokugan next time on Tim Portlers. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Tim Portlers on Twitter, or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.